Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wei Tai. Thank you for joining us. In our top stories, children living near Bantar Gebang, Indonesia's largest landfill, have their health checked at another one of the city's free clinics. We speak to a social welfare foundation in Taiwan that specializes in collecting reusable items for the poor and selling donated goods to help disabled children. And in today's feature on Taiwan's weird and wonderful trades, we meet indigenous stone carver Sai, who is using his art to document and preserve the culture and history of his people. We start the show in Indonesia, where city volunteers regularly care for those living around Bekasi's Bantar Gebang trash dump, which processes 6,000 tons of trash from Jakarta on a daily basis. Recently, volunteers once again arrived at the Dinamika school near the landfill to hold a free clinic for the students. As soon as city's vans pull into the Dinamika school in Bekasi, Indonesia, children who were playing immediately line up for the ensuing free clinic.
The sanitary conditions here are quite bad, and we very much care about the health of the children here. We hope that they don't get sick, so we come here regularly to keep them from harm.
Right by the school is a notorious Bantar Gebang landfill that takes in Jakarta's trash. Due to the poor sanitary conditions of the area, this is the third Tima free clinic at the school.
Participating in the free clinic gives me a chance to treat the sick and also share my medical expertise. Seeing so many people here giving themselves selflessly, I also feel gratified and blessed.
Dr. Wang Yanfa has participated in a total of 6 free clinics since signing up this year. He is very glad to do his part for the poor and hopes more of the country's medical personnel will join the cause.
Tima is a wonderful organization. I hope to apply myself here. I also hope that more medical personnel will join us and help ease the suffering of the poor of Indonesia.
Besides the 8 doctors present at the clinic, 9 pharmacists are also here to offer their expertise. Lai Zhanfeng is a 5-year veteran and has rallied all of his pharmacist friends to join him.
When I first signed up to serve, it was a bit of a challenge, but now it's like I've become addicted. I keep on asking when the next free clinic is. Me and several other pharmacists are all very happy to participate in the free clinics. There's no stress and we can help others.
When the free clinic ends, volunteers remember to give the children some snacks and drinks. The children's happy smiles are the volunteers' biggest reward. A Tzu charity clinic was also recently held at Changbin Township in Taiwan's Taidong County, where there was a shortage of healthcare services. To make sure they have a chance to see a doctor, many Changbin residents lined up at the local health center early in the morning.
Early in the morning, the health center of Changbin Township in Taidong County is packed with patients waiting for the Tzu free health event. To safeguard local residents' health, this time 8 different medical departments are involved.
I came here once around 6:30 a.m. I'm really early.
To give residents a detailed eye examination, Tima doctors from Hualien Tzu Hospital have brought along state-of-the-art medical equipment. Meanwhile, dentist is also on site to cure tooth pain. A dentist kindly reminds his patient to get rid of her unhealthy habits.
You should quit chewing the betel nut soon. It is bad for your health, right?
Thanks to a dermatologist, a local resident, a cement Manson who suffer from contact dermatitis is finally free of pain. This free clinic is different from previous ones in that otolaryngology is also on offer.
During today's health checkups, we found some patients who are diagnosed with cancer. Thankfully, the cancer is still at its early stage. In this way, I think the free clinic serves a very important function.
Other than providing the free health checkups, the doctors and volunteers also conduct home visitations to check up on their patients.
For patients who have difficulty moving about or those who suffer from chronic disease, the home visits are very important. During the visits, we can provide them with health checkups, health education, and make sure they are taking the right medication.
Along with the free health checkups, Tzu Chi volunteers from Hualien District also gives residents free haircuts, allowing them to look and feel better.
Tzu Chi volunteer Huang Xiuju first joined up with the Buddhist charity while she was living in Argentina. After she found out she had developed the debilitating ALS disease, she returned to Taiwan and continued to volunteer. Sadly, the dedicated senior passed away this Tuesday night, but not before she signed up to become a silent mentor.
Solemn Buddhist chanting surrounds this prayer hall in Hualien, Taiwan. 70-year-old Huang Xiuju, who suffered from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, passed away on the night of the 29th. Immediately, her Tzu Chi family arrived to give their condolences. Once residing in Argentina, Huang Xiuju helped with publishing work, home visitations, and senior home visits at the local Tzu Chi office. She even inspired her son, who is a doctor, to join Hualien's Tzu Chi hospital.
I ended up working at the Tzu Chi hospital because of my mother. She began serving in Tzu Chi's missions in Argentina some 20-30 years ago. I am very grateful to be walking the Tzu Chi path thanks to my mother, and shall continue forward. A good family with a good mother and a good father helps raise a good doctor such as Dr. Lin.
After she came back to Taiwan, Sister Xiuju volunteered at the local Jingsi Books and Cafe, using Master Zhenyan's aphorisms to enlighten others. She also served as a medical volunteer.
When she came to the hospital to volunteer, we quickly partnered up. Her specialty was she was good at cheering people up, and I know that, so it was enjoyable to work together with her.
I want to continue my work and double up my efforts, taking up my wife's share as she can no longer do the work, so I must work even harder.
While alive, Huang Xiuju walked the Tzu Chi path, and in death, she donated her body to medical study and became a silent mentor, setting an example for all.
Taiwan's Yucheng Social Welfare Foundation has a recycling branch that collects reusable items to give to people who need them or sells the donated goods for charity to help disabled children. However, the donated cast-offs are often mixed with trash, making the sorting very difficult. So if you would like to give your old stuff away, remember to clean it so that the processing won't be a chore for others.
站立的没了，
在等有缘品吗？
你再等吧。
是来找什么东西？
电风扇。
所以你们家有需要东西都会来这边寻宝。
邻居啊，对，然后帮着边做爱心。
These recyclables are waiting for the right buyers. This is a recycling station which collects goods that people don't use at homes anymore.
你看，像这个破掉了哈。
We get mostly old clothes, including winter, spring, and children clothes. Every piece has to be checked, sorted, and folded.
其实它都新的，对吧？它都新的，洗完以后就差很多。
However, cleaning the miscellaneous goods is the most troublesome. All the kitchenware needs to be soaked in water mixed with baking soda and then cleaned one by one. They can't be sold before they are dried and labeled. Due to the recent economic downturn, the amount of donated goods are reduced, and some people even treat the recycling station as a dump site.
I sometimes receive donated goods with kitchen scraps in them, or shoes with broken heels, or purses with broken parts.
Some goods are not suitable for recycling, such as personal items. It would be the best if the donated goods are sorted and cleaned before they are given away to the recycling station, so the staff's workload can be reduced.
Taiwan's government is promoting the recycling of small and large home appliances. If you're thinking about buying a new TV, fridge, washing machine, computer, air conditioner or heater, you can dispose of your old ones by calling up any hypermarket to pick them up from your home for free. The unwanted appliances are recycled for their metal and plastic parts, which can be processed and reused. In Taiwan, if you have an old household appliance to dispose of, the government has commissioned hypermarkets to pick them up from your home free of charge. The list includes TVs, fridges, washing machines, heaters, air conditioners, and computers.
I don't know what to do with used ones, so it's good that someone is recycling them.
If you take them to the recycling station, they can be taken apart and repurposed. Sometimes an appliance may still be working, but it's thrown away because it's out of fashion. These cast-offs are the things that we take in and polish up before we give them to social welfare organizations.
Old or broken home appliances are valued for their metal, copper, aluminum, and plastic parts. In Taiwan, last year alone, 62% of old appliances were recycled, and the reclaimed parts can bring in some $30 million. Gold can also be reclaimed from used computers, with 700 kilograms of the precious metal recycled in Taiwan last year.
The circuit boards in electronic devices carry precious metals, which can be extracted for gold. The amount of gold recycled is a good index of the value of production recycling generates.
After Taiwan's EPA launched its free home appliances recycling service last year, the recycling rates went up 12.5%. If everyone can give their unwanted household items a second lease of life, it would be doing both the economy and the planet a favor. Apart from governmental agencies, Taiwan's corporations are also working hard to promote conservation. In Taipei, a telecommunications company invited Tzu Chi volunteers to speak to its employees about the importance of cherishing natural resources and reducing garbage.
Here at a telecommunication company in Taipei, employees bring unwanted computers and equipment from home to be recycled. Apart from different bins to categorize garbage, the corporation also provides areas where their staff can recycle batteries and electronic devices.
This may be the IC board from someone's computer at home,
as well as a drawer to collect expired medication.
If the medication is out of date or no longer needed, staff can bring them here and we will sort it out for them.
To promote conservation work, the company invited Tzu Chi volunteers to share with their staff environmentalism concepts and the importance of reduce, reuse, and recycle.
We can rinse takeaway boxes or our own lunch boxes to cut down on waste production.
Whether it is helping the poor or safeguarding the planet, I think it is wonderful there are so many volunteers promoting these concepts. I think all Taiwanese people should do what you do.
Through the seminar, employees learned that it is everyone's responsibility to safeguard the planet.
In our continuing series on Taiwan's sunset industries, today we travel to Pingdong to meet Sai of the few stonemasons left from the indigenous San Demon community. Sai is a stone carver for over 20 years. Following the 8/8 floods in 2009, Sai's tribe was forced to leave behind their ancestral land and move down from the mountains. With their houses and carvings lost, the village elders turned to Sai to once again record the tribe's history in stone so their story will not be forgotten.
Here we have one of our tribe's ancestors hunting and killing a boar.
In this this indigenous village, carvings replace nameplates. The village healer has a totem of a witch carved in front of her house, while an expert tailor has this carving. These stone carvings are all carved into shell, which means carving starts with first finding a good piece down by the riverbed.
That has a higher pitch because it has iron inside, so this one can be used. My father was always by the river picking slabs of slate, and I was also handling them on a daily basis as I helped my dad. So from young, I would always know which one to pick.
Sai, who lives in Pingdong Sandimen, has had a deep interest in shell since young and also inherited his mother's gifts for art. He loved to carve, but his enthusiasm was frowned up by his elders who didn't see it as a real profession.
They said it is useless to involve yourself in that. You won't make any money. Look at those working in a factory. Every month, they bring home $400 to $800 US. That is a real job, and that is what a man should be doing.
Sai's parents passed away when he was still young, and in order to support his younger siblings and under pressure from his elders, he went to work for a nearby factory at 20 years old. Still, he would continue to practice carving on a piece of wood.
When bored, I would just pick up a piece and start carving. I wouldn't go to KTV like the others, because I already got so much enjoyment out of carving. I couldn't forget the tradition of our tribe. I would carve and carve and carve until I became an expert with a razor.
Working in a factory for 10 years, for Sai, it was like being in prison and was one of the lowest points in his life. In the end, he returned to his tribe and became obsessed with recording the tribe's oral history in stone. The 88 floods destroyed Sai's village, and the tribe was forced to move to a lower, safer environment. With the tribe's carved history lost, tribal elders moved to preserve the culture that was in danger of being forgotten. To do so, they called up on Sai's 20 years of carving experience.
There was one elder that cried right there on the stop, saying that if I had a son like you, I would be so happy.
Now learning the trade is his disciple and brother Gu Yi.
I will sweat a lot and am covered in dust, but it doesn't matter. All it takes is a shower to get clean again.
Although sometimes his work leaves his hands so tired he can't eat, Gu Yi feels privileged to study with Sai. And Sai, although criticized when young, can now work day and night with his beloved stone as he proudly helps the tribe remember and rebuild their history.
Pingdong's Koushe Elementary School is situated in a mountainous area. The students there found it hard to imagine that people living in Tuvalu across many seas are actually facing a water shortage. To show that they care, the pupils made and sold enzyme cleaners, the proceeds of which are donated to Tuvalu.
As soon as rain starts to fall, students at Pingdong's Koushe Elementary School are faced with the possibility of mudslides. However, the children learn that on the other side of the world, Tuvalu is actually short of rain.
Tuvalu is a country that is no more than 4 meters above sea level, so it is very flat and doesn't have the capacity to store water. We are able to turn on the tap and conveniently have water to use, but the people there have to survive on rainwater.
As surprised as they may be, the students begin to think of ways to help Tuvalu.
They are facing water shortages, but we are scared of too much rain, so we are in a totally different situation. We should donate water to them.
It would be impossible to import water to Tuvalu, thus the students are coming up with a different way to send their love to the faraway nation. Apart from making enzymes that will help reduce kitchen waste, the student plan to sell the finished product to raise funds. Different types of fruits produce enzymes with different smells. The youngsters even experiment with washing an oily cup. On the left-hand side, a student uses detergent, while on the right, another student uses enzymes to clean the cup, and proves that the soap can be rinsed off more quickly, which also saves water. After the successful experiment, the youngsters began selling the enzymes to raise funds, and then donate the money to Value through the Foreign Affairs Department. Their efforts were awarded by the King Car Education Foundation.
I will make a change and won't be like before, where I turn on the tap and just let the water run.
We normally receive help from others, so I think we shouldn't forget to give to help those in greater need. I'm really happy to be able to help.
Children living in remote areas often receive help from the outside world, and in a cycle of love, they also do what they can to pay the kindness forward.
Continuing with our featured series to mark the 20th anniversary of Tzu Qing, today we meet Tian Nianying, who is a social worker for Tzu Ji. In Taiwan, you can only become a Tzu Qing member by joining Tzu Qing clubs and college as a student, but Tian Nianying already had a taste of being a Tzu Ji volunteer before college thanks to her mother. Let's find out more.
Dancing and singing with her fellow volunteers, ever-smiling Tian Nianying is a social worker at Tzu Ji Foundation's Department of Charity Development. She first encountered Tzu Ji in high school when her mother took her along on home visitations to care recipients.
I want my children to learn to appreciate their blessings by engaging suffering. Most of the children nowadays grow up in a more sheltered environment and lead a fairly comfortable life. They don't know much about hardship.
Thanks to her mother, Tian has been inspired to help others. She joined a Tzu Qing club in college after seeing how Tzu Ji serves the sick and poor. Volunteer activities enriched her college life and also helped shape her career choice.
The master and other Dharma masters always encourage us to work and volunteer for Tzu Ji. I've enjoyed plenty of Tzu Ji's resources during my college days, so I think the best way to give back is to work for the foundation.
With a heart of thanks, Nianying is able to apply her spirit of giving to work. On days when she's not working, she usually carries out volunteer work with her colleagues.
I think volunteer service helps me look at my work, which is charity-related, from a different perspective.
Tian Nianying was certified as a Tzu Ji commissioner at the beginning of 2012. Though she and her commissioner mother live far apart from each other, their devotion to Tzu Ji has kept their hearts closely tied together.
Saying thank you to your parents or children is one of the most direct ways of showing love and appreciation. Tzu Ji volunteers in Klang, Malaysia recently organized a special event for entire families where activities were organized for them to pamper one another with love and gratitude. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.